First, what are your feelings on collaboration with other entities such as governmental bodies and private organizations?
You asked my feelings. Excuse me. What are my feelings? I think that I don't think we have a choice. I think we're gonna have to do something in order to consolidate the things that we need to consolidate in order to save the money and the tax money. Let's give you an example. In the state of Wisconsin, we got 425 school districts, 425 superintendents, 425, I don't know how many of them would have stadiums, football stadiums. In the state of South Carolina, they have 40 superintendents. Do the math. And what it is we're gonna have to start thinking out of the box if we're gonna start saving money and doing the things we need to do in order to build the type of recreational facilities that this community needs. Having been a past athletic director and coach, I do know how important something like that is. So consequently, we need to start thinking out of the box. How can we consolidate? How can we coordinate with other communities on a number of different things? And not get so parochial as to think that Franklin has the answers to everything. And that's where I come from, is that my whole life has been spent on teaming, and I think we're gonna have to start doing that in order to save the tax money we need to save for the future.
Thank you. The question again, what are your feelings on collaboration with other entities such as governmental bodies and private organizations? Ms. Wilhelm.
Well, I think collaboration has brought a lot to the community. There's several nonprofit organizations and other civic organizations that have helped. That's helped keep the cost down. This room here is an example. The Friends of the Library are partnering on that. There are the organization that's putting this event on tonight. This is brought to you by them. And I think that by pulling in those different organizations, we can have volunteers, we can get a lot of things done. We had suggested having a different committee look at where we could find money, having a citizen organization do that where we don't have to pay staff and hire staff to do that. So I'm not opposed to collaboration at all. I think it's a good thing. However, I'm not sure that giving control over on some of the things that we have, for example, our roads, some of them that are maintained by the state, some of them maintained by the county. I get so many phone calls about Rawson Avenue and the weeds not being cut. And there's an issue there where collaboration is not working very well, and I almost to the point where I'd like to just take those over and stop giving the county our $8 million to maintain the roads when we're not getting the services for them. So I guess it depends on the issue mainly, but collaboration is in general a fairly good idea.
Thank you. We come around to Steve. Your feelings on collaboration with other entities such as governmental bodies and private organizations?
Well, first off, I have to agree with Alderman Wilhelm. The biggest complaint are the county roads and the condition they're in. When we had the blizzard a few months back, a month and a half ago, the county pulled their guys off the roads. And so the city was out all night long doing the subdivisions, but then if you got into the main roads, you couldn't get anywhere. I'd much rather collect those tax dollars ourselves and have our guys do an outstanding job plow the roads. That being said, I represent Franklin. I do not represent another community. I don't represent Oak Creek. I wasn't for dumping $500,000 to build an interchange in Oak Creek. They got what they wanted. You wonder why there's no communication anymore with Oak Creek. You take a look at our fire department. We have to look at collaborating with our communities. You know, we talked the first question about the Ryan Creek Interceptor. We're going to develop the southwest corner. Muskego is going to develop their southeast corner. I would guess at some point we're going to need another fire station. Why build two separate fire stations? Build one fire station, house it equally with our guys and their guys, and share equipment instead of both communities having to spend tax dollars to build the same darn thing on one side of the border. Eventually, you know, does Hales Corners need their own fire department? Look at the size of that community. Greendale. Do we start looking at regionalizing the bigger services? But at the end of the day, it's going to be very difficult for common councils and village boards to give up authority to another body. So it's definitely a tough issue, but I think when we can collaborate, we do so, but we don't ever give in our principle and do something that's not good for the city.
Okay, thank you. The question to Mr. Kostovich. What are your feelings on collaboration with other entities such as governmental bodies and private organizations?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we have to deal with, and I know Mayor Taylor has talked about it for years, trying to work with other neighboring communities on trying to consolidate fire department services and such. Certainly that would be a good way to spend our money and eliminate the need to have to add firefighters to get up to national standards so that you have enough people at a station at any given time. We've got 6 fire stations in the city of Franklin, and I'm sure they're not all busy at one time. You want to have them regionally located so that they can react quickly, but if there's assistance needed, chances are you can get fire engines from another station there relatively quickly. As far as, working with Milwaukee County, I agree. They're not doing their job maintaining the roads and such. We are paying a lot of money to them. And what I would like to see is a reduction in government. I don't even know that we need Milwaukee County. What are they doing for us that we cannot do for ourselves? We have our own police, we have our own fire, we have our own court system. We can maintain our own roads, public works. There's a lot of things we can do for ourselves. There's really very little that we need Milwaukee County government for. So I would be in favor of looking into at some point down the road, possibly dissolving Milwaukee County and letting each community work on their own, with their own tax dollars, instead of paying into a larger pool where so much of that money is wasted paying county employees to do what our own people can do. Thank you.